and keeping the guns discreetly, so not having guns on holsters on the hip. And I went, you know what, that's not bad, in addition to everything else. Now, a shooter comes in and starts shooting up a room. Does the teacher have time? Is he or she near the desk? So there's still a lot of controversy going on. Which way do you go? And that's simply part of the argument. Should teachers be armed? Are these active drills effective? Should they continue? And it's going to be a combination of virtually everything except not selling AR-15s. That one is not going to happen. I guarantee you that is not going to happen, the prohibition. And we'll talk later on about that because the politics just swirl on that one. The mayor's race in June, coming up next month here in the City of the Angels. Are we going to have a runoff? Or is someone going to win right off the bat? There's a stat here I want to share with you. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Well, the number of people in a hospital with COVID-19 is going up in LA County.
On Sunday, there were 438 patients. As of yesterday, there were 486. A week ago, there were 419 people being treated for the virus. Cases, on the other hand, are dropping. On Saturday, there were more than 5,000 new cases. As of yesterday, there were just under 3,000. The dominant variant and subvariants are still Omicron. The number of deaths remains stable. Officials say the numbers are likely to vary because of the holiday weekend. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
The FDA has found a potential link between a hepatitis outbreak and strawberries. ABC's Dave Packer says health officials say organic strawberries were sold between March 5th and April 25th.
The FDA warns if you put those berries in the freezer, throw them out.
Health officials say 17 hepatitis cases were found in California, Minnesota, and North Dakota. They say 12 people have been admitted to the hospital. The berries were sold at Aldi, H-E-B, Kroger, Safeway, Sprouts Farmers Market, Trader Joe's, Walmart, and Winco Foods. A woman from Missouri has been arrested for leaving her 4 dogs locked in a hot car while she ate lunch. The 25-year-old was arrested for animal cruelty Thursday in Florida. Police say she left a 4-year-old golden doodle, 2-year-old boxer, and 2 12-week-old puppies in her car with no air conditioning and the windows rolled up. They told investigators she checked on the dogs but found them dead when she returned an hour later. Kevin Spacey says he'll travel to the UK voluntarily as soon as he can to face charges of sexual assault. The actor is accused of assaulting 3 people between 2005 and 2013. He's also facing another charge involving sex without consent. In a statement to Good Morning America, Spacey said he's confident he can prove his innocence. And authorities in Virginia say 12 people have been washed over a 12-foot dam in Richmond. Assistant Fire Chief Jeffrey Siegel says officials were able to rescue 9 people with the help of kayakers yesterday. He says 1 person self-rescued and 2 women are still unaccounted for.
We're very hopeful, but I wouldn't say it's classified as a recovery.
The rescue operation started yesterday afternoon and stopped when it got dark. They resumed early this morning. And a man from New Zealand who was almost killed by a truck in Ohio while running across the U.S. is back to running. Nick Ashill says he started his journey in L.A. in 2017 but was hit 3 months later. He says his pelvis and legs had to be rebuilt.
So 16 surgeries, but I always had the self-belief that one day returning here might be possible.
Ashill says he returned to the crash spot yesterday to start up his new trip. He says he plans to run all the way to New York City. He says running is still part of a charity to raise awareness of respiratory disease that killed his mom. We'll get a look at your drive with the KFI in the sky and problems on the San Fernando Road after sports with Wayne.
The Dodgers were down 4-0 against the Pittsburgh Pirates when Hanser Alberto stepped to the plate in the 5th.
And Hanser swings and he drives one deep to left field. It is going back. It is back. It is gone. A home run. Hanser Alberto, his first of the year, gets the Dodgers on the board. It is 4-1.
And that was the start of a rally that saw the Dodgers pull ahead in the 8th. Only to let the Pirates get 2 more on the board in the 9th. Final score, Pittsburgh 6, LA 5. Game 2 today at 7:10 with Julio Urias set to start. You can hear every play live on AM 570 LA Sports. The Angels open up a road series against the Yankees. That starts at 4:05 this afternoon with Noah Syndergaard starting. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports. If you bought or leased a car, a truck, after 2015 and have gone repeatedly back for a car repair to no avail, your car may be a lemon. If it is, well, there's something you can do about it. Let me introduce you to the Night Law Group. They'll help get rid of your lemon, get your money back, nothing out of pocket. Call the Night Law Group for a free consultation, high-quality representation. Call 844-43-LEMON, 844-43-LEMON. Visit nightlaw.com, night with a K, nightlaw.com.
Socal weather from KFI, sunny today with highs from the upper 60s at the beaches, mid to upper 70s for Metro LA and OC, low to mid 80s for the valleys in the IE, and those inland highs should make it into the 90s for tomorrow and Thursday, then just cool it down as we head toward the weekend. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places and check out San Fernando Road.
Get back to voting some traffic implications, so stay with me here. But we're over the Sun Valley area of the San Fernando Valley, north of Burbank Airport. It's one unit of a row of small businesses that caught fire here, and fire department, city power taking no chances at all. Now the fire is pretty much out, but they're going to be here for a while to clean up. San Fernando Road is just like a freeway here in the valley. The address, 8273 North San Fernando Road. That's at the switch of Sunland, Vineland. I'm sure you're familiar with it if you use it. San Fernando Road is shut down in both directions. It's going to take a while for this to reopen. Glen Oaks is open, no problem there. Now back to the freeways. Now, I must say, everybody's making up for the day off yesterday. There's a lot of traffic out here. You got to be on time. South 405 got off to a bad start. Bosco Boulevard all the way up and over the hill. Even East 101 is getting thrown out, coming off parts like Calabasas. The Santa Monica freeway, terrible start. Really slow out through about Robertson now. Then finally improved as you go up to PCH. Even the 710 is loaded up pretty quick. There's a problem on the 10710. So I'll get more details on you. Be careful if you're approaching now. Jeff Barr, KFI in the sky.
As the experts in transmissions for over 50 years, there's nothing at AMCO we haven't heard.
So when I hit the gas,
It's just a belt. And nothing we can't fix.
it's going. What's that?
From transmissions to brakes and everything in between. No credit? Finance your repair at AMCO. Exclusions apply, may not be combined with any other offer. Limited time offer at participating centers only. People who know go to AMCO. AA MCO.
Intuit is helping students go from classrooms to careers. Right here in LA, Intuit's job readiness program empowers students with real-world financial literacy and entrepreneurial skills. Learn how Intuit is helping students in LA at intuit.com/job readiness. California has become a very scary place. Criminals have more rights than victims. Violent predators are let out of prison early. Police are under attack. And in LA, George Gascon rules as king. As district attorney, Gascon repeatedly put violent criminals' rights above our families. What he calls criminal justice reform is really criminal destruction of our neighborhoods.
A stunning rebuke of L.A. County District Attorney George Gascon. L.A. County prosecutors overwhelmingly support the recall. I'm Nathan Hochman. It's no wonder over 800 deputy district attorneys in more than 30 cities want Gascon removed from office. Gascon's policies endanger public safety and put our families at risk. As Attorney General, I will stop Gascon's reckless policies. My job will be to help make our neighborhoods safer. Nothing will ever be more important than that.
Nathan Hochman, an Attorney General who will keep us safe.
Paid for by Nathan Hochman for Attorney General 2022.
We've got your new AC and we're ready to install it. Kenny anticipated those supply chain problems and built a bunch of new ghetto systems before the prices jumped up. Buy a new ghetto today and we'll install it tomorrow. Ghetto, GOE-TTL.
With literally thousands of personal injury lawyers in Los Angeles, it's quite an honor for Jacoby & Myers to have been voted the #1 personal injury law firm for the past 3 years. We know you have a lot of choices, but why not hire #1? Jacoby & Myers, 800-992-2222.
I never thought I'd be scared for my family and our 2 daughters' future. Crime has skyrocketed in Los Angeles under radical DA George Gascon. I'm thankful that we live in Orange County, but I worry every day that those politicians will come here to turn OC into LA. Our only hope is District Attorney Todd Spitzer. He's been fighting for Orange County safety for over 30 years as a police officer, teacher, assembly member, county supervisor, and now as our DA. Crime is rising, and the defund police movement is sweeping over California, but not in Orange County. Under Spitzer, OC is the safest major county in the state because Spitzer puts violent criminals behind bars, prosecutes sexual predators, and invests in crime prevention programs. My daughters, husband, and I are safe in Orange County with Todd Spitzer FDA. He'll never let us down and always puts our safety first. Please vote to re-elect District Attorney Todd Spitzer for my family and yours.
This ad is paid for by Todd Spitzer for District Attorney 2022.
Cedars-Sinai is ranked #1 in California for orthopedics by U.S. News and World Report.
Kfi Am 640.
An iHeart radio station.
KFI AM 640. Bill Handel here. Tuesday morning, May 31st. Some of the bigger stories that we are covering in a heartbreaker. Funerals for the school victims are now underway in Uvalde. 19 kids, 2 teachers. A lot of people being buried to the point where small town Uvalde, 15,000 people, out of area embalmers, funeral directors had to come in to help out. Boy, how's that for a statement? And Moscow is been hit again with the European Union cutting 75% of oil imports from Russia. And now they're dealing with it. We're going to find other sources. The mayor's race in Los Angeles, city of Los Angeles, the reason I bring it up, and that's coming up, or at least the primary is coming up June 7th, is a big deal. And it's a big deal not only for us, for California, actually it has some influence nationwide. There are 2 mayors that as soon as they are elected, become national figures instantaneously. One is New York, the other one is Los Angeles, and to some extent Chicago. But those are the 2 big ones where all of a sudden, when it comes to looking at mayors and having influence on local government, those 2 mayors are the big cheese. And so we're looking at the city of Los Angeles, the second most populous city in the United States, and we've got a run that is kind of interesting because we don't have just politicians running. We now have a real player in Rick Caruso, billionaire developer, who is spending $30 million of his own money so far in this race. And what he wants to do is catch the mayoral race, win it in the primary. Now, can it be done? Yeah, it can. And how is that possible? All a candidate has to do is win 50% plus 1 vote. And that candidate becomes the mayor of Los Angeles. Other cities and states have much the same rule within the primary election. Now, is that going to happen? Well, it has, and it does all the time. However, it only happens when a mayor is running for re-election. In the last 100 years, there has never been a candidate who has run for mayor who has won in the primary. Just doesn't happen. Now, as I said, a candidate running for re-election, well, let me give you a couple of figures. Let me tell you what an almost given that one is. Eric Garcetti, in his re-election campaign, won 81% of the vote. Same thing happened with the previous mayor, Antonio Villaraigosa. He wins with over 80% of the vote. So whoever wins this race, second time around is a virtual lock for a 2-term mayor. So the short answer here when that question is being asked, is it possible that he wins? Highly unlikely. And why is it so important for anyone to win? Well, right now you have so many candidates that they're really not attacking each other very much, except Karen Bass, who is really, it's a 2-person race. Karen Bass, who is a congressperson who is well known in Southern California. She's been in public service forever, I don't know, 25, 30 years, whatever. And Caruso, because of all the money that he's spending. That's it. Everybody else, way distance. But Bass and Caruso are neck and neck. And why it's important for
and for Caruso to win first time out if he can. Because right now, he has not been vetted very strongly. He really hasn't. It has been, for the most part, he's been left alone. Now, in the general, if he gets, the top two are going to be running in the general. In the general, he's going to be looked at really carefully. We sort of know everything about Karen Bass. Caruso carries a lot of baggage, so he is spending a ton of money. If he wins it, he gets to be mayor fairly easily. And all you need is, I don't know, $30-40 million, and you too can be mayor of the City of the Angels. Seems to work, doesn't it? It's going to be an interesting race, to say the least. All right, things are much better now that COVID is over. Restaurants are opening, businesses are opening, except businesses are closing, restaurants are closing. What's all that about? And I'll go through the reasons there. It's not going to be such an easy summer. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee live from the Kfi 24-hour newsroom.
Well, the monkeypox outbreak is spreading across the nation. At least 14 cases are now confirmed in California, Colorado, Florida, Massachusetts, New York, Utah, Virginia, and Washington. AAA's warning it's the most dangerous time for drivers from now to Labor Day. It's known as the 100 deadliest days due to the rise in car crashes, especially among teenagers. And the White House welcomes BTS later today. The K-pop sensations will meet with the president to talk about the rise in anti-Asian hate crimes. From the Driveway.com Weather Center, it looks like we've got a mostly sunny day ahead. Temperatures will range from the upper 60s at the beaches to the mid-80s inland. This report is brought to you by SaveOurWater.com. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places like the 10.
Just actually, I just want to give you a heads up, and I can't see it because of the low cloud cover, but it's in Alhambra on the 10-710. Seems to be telling us something about the East 10 transition to the 710, maybe shut down. So I'll follow up on that for you, but be careful if you're approaching. If it is shut down,